On Wednesdays, we get to chat hockey with our boy Baggedmilk from Oilers Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get into a preview of the game and a couple of other things that we want to talk about, we need any stories from your trip down to Calgary with the group on Saturday.
You know what? It was just really nice to get back on a bus with a bunch of Oilers fans going down to Calgary. The vibes were good. Everybody on the bus was excited. The energy was there. It was everything we wanted. And then you add in the fact that we were all live, like all betting and talking about bets going into the game on who's going to score what, who's going to do what. It was fantastic. And then you know what? You get there. The result isn't great, but the atmosphere at the Saddledome, despite it being a total dump, was absolutely wonderful.
That trek up to the Oiler Nation seats, I've done a couple of those. You need a Sherpa and an oxygen tank.
Let me tell you, if you haven't walked that many stairs in a while, the old legs were burning.
And the Saddledome with the roof, too. You're like looking under the roof.
You
might
guys
see
are
the
up there.
play, you might see nothing, you might touch the roof, you might just, I don't know. It was wild.
That's
But
how you
another
get
thing, too,
100
Oilers
people in a
fans.
section. Yeah.
Another thing, too, is it was a lot of fun to throw a hat in an opposing building. I had never thrown a hat for a hat trick in an opposing building before, and there was just a little layer of insult to it that I really, really appreciated.
Yeah, Draisaitl got the Hattie, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So you ran down and gave it an old flick onto the ice?
If by ran down you mean hucked her from the roof, then yeah.
From the rafters.
That was a 3-4 leg before it got to the ice.
It's funny, the game, I watched it live, and you could tell that there was a lot of Edmonton Oiler fans in that building on Saturday. Again, it wasn't the result we were looking for, and it was a bit of a throwback 80s kind of style game, but you could tell you guys were making a lot of noise. I know there was other Oiler fans in the building, but you guys, I think, probably were a big part of the reason why every time something good happened for the Oilers, you could hear it. Yeah.
It was practically a home game almost. It seemed like the crowd was almost 50-50. There was a lot of Oilers fans in there. Obviously, I was eyeballing, and one eyeball was a little bit shut at that point. But yeah, it was basically a home game. It was a lot of fun to be in there. Again, result wasn't what we wanted, but man, it was great to be back on the bus.
So the Oilers got the 6-1 win against Arizona on Monday. Obviously, though, 9 goals on Saturday, and talk about the goaltending. And then they signed this young goalie to the minor leagues. You know, is this kid the future? Is he the answer?
Can he start tonight?
He's supposed to be a really, really good prospect. He had a 20-12-4 record, including 7 shutouts last year. So he's, you know what, this is a prospect to watch. But again,
Ryan
this is just
Fanti.
a prospect.
Yeah,
Ryan Fanti. So we're going to be watching this guy for a couple of years, but the Oilers need to add a goalie in their depth chart that could potentially make an impact in the future. And with goalies, you never know, right? They're a little bit voodoo at times. So I like the move. He had a very, very good very, very good season in the NCAA. So we'll see what happens. I imagine he's turning pro next year, and he'll get a chance with the Condors.
Who's in tonight? Grandpa Smith?
No, Koskinen's back in tonight.
Oh, is he? Okay, they're going back to back with Koskin.
Yeah, it's
He played
clear
okay
that,
the other night.
yeah, he played really well against the Coyotes, and admittedly, the Coyotes aren't the best team in the NHL, and it was important that the Oilers dummied them. But Koskinen made some huge saves down the stretch to keep it a 1-goal game for the Coyotes. So no surprise for me that he's back in.
8 straight if they win tonight, and this is kind of one of those games that would
8
be
straight
nice
at home, right?
Yeah, 8 straight at home, and they're in a battle right now with the Kings. So this is a big one tonight.
It's a big one. They're 2 points back at the Kings. They'll still have a game in hand after tonight. Kings lost real bad in Seattle on Monday. They're hurt. A bunch of guys are down. Drew Doughty won't be playing. A bunch of their defense is beat up.
Good.
So the Oilers have a really good chance here to make something happen and get the result they need, because this is a huge game. It'd be nice to put a little bit of space between themselves and Vegas. It'd be nice to catch LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big game.
7:30 start tonight for that one. Baggedmilk, thank you for your time as always, my friend.
Thanks, boys.